Dead by Daylight just got a pretty big update, and when I say big, I don't really mean content-wise. I'm actually talking about the file size. The update was a little bit bigger than most players were expecting it to be, including myself due to the engine updates, but that was just one of many issues players seem to have with this update. So in this video, I'm actually going to dive into some of those issues a little bit myself and give my thoughts, opinions, and maybe even some ideas of what I think could be changed to create an overall better experience for committed players. And with that being said, it is time to sit back, grab a bite, and enjoy the video. One of the biggest things talked about in this update is the nerf that was just done to the fast track perk. This perk is already debated on enough as it is, but after this update there is no denying that this is one of the most talked about perks and also one of the most controversial ones. Fast track is a perk that originally granted a survivor tokens as other survivors are hooked, and every time a survivor was hooked, you earn a series of 3 tokens all the way up to a total of 9. These tokens are then spent during gen repair every time you hit a great skill check, and for each of the tokens spent, the generator being repaired would gain 2% permanent progress. Most killer mains consider this to be an extreme survivor buff, considering it's often paired with other perks like hyper focus or built to last, which are also considered overpowered. I do have some good news for my killer mains though, because with this update, the fast track perk has now been adjusted in a way that requires each individual survivor to unhook other survivors in order to earn their tokens, and they now earn up to 3 instead of the previous 9. And on top of that, whenever a great skill check is hit, the survivor spends all tokens, and each token spent, the generator gains 5% permanent progress compared to the previous 2%. I've heard plenty of people say that this is a buff of sorts, but I just don't really think so. I think this actually makes things a little bit more fair in a gameplay sense for the killers. Just to give you a little perspective, as the killer, you can imagine that this could be beneficial in a sense that whenever a survivor wants to earn a token, they have to leave whatever gen they are currently working on to get the unhook. And as the killer, this gives you the chance to kick gens and keep progress low, not to mention actually hooking the survivors that do have fast track delays permanent gen progress at all. On the other side of things, I could see survivors potentially gaining tokens quicker, and now they have that advantage for an extra 3% permanent progress. And that, combined with some of the other perks I mentioned before, could potentially still leave a lot of killers to resort to slugging just to make sure that they actually have a better chance of winning the match. But for killers that just play normal, I mean, your odds really just went up. I'm not saying personally that I'd resort to slugging myself either, but I try to remain neutral when it comes to these types of things and kind of see it from both sides, even though based on all previous updates, devs have never been able to balance out killer and survivor perks, or just general gameplay evenly anyway. It's always kind of been one-sided. You know, some say survivor, some say killer, but I feel like it's generally been back and forth for a long time now. Honestly, this part of the update didn't really bother me at all. I feel like it doesn't make much of a difference. Only real difference is that you have to actually go get your tokens now. You just can't rely on other survivors getting hooked, and I think that's more of a good thing than a bad thing. I think working to get your own tokens is cool. I mean, I don't mind it. It gives me more of a challenge. I think a lot of people just read into this the wrong way, or quite literally just read it wrong when they were reading the update. The next thing I want to talk about is none other than the kill switch. For everyone that plays the game regularly, you know that the Legion has been kill switched for a while, and the main question anyone can ask is, when do we get him back? Well, good news and bad news, folks, because we got him back, but we lost the mastermind. Wesker is officially kill switched, and as a survivor main, I can even say this upsets me. Some of my best recorded chases are against killers using Wesker. There are certain killers that I just love playing against, and he's one of them. Not to mention I'm a fan of his character in general, so I may be a bit biased. One of the things that I could see bumming most killer mains out right now is the fact that of course Wesker gets kill switched on the update that finally fixes the window slide. If you know, you know. There was a little bug where Mastermind would slide off windows instead of actually hitting vaulting survivors. Kind of a neat Wesker buff, but like, dude, of course as soon as they fix it, Wesker can't be used. Hopefully they fix this soon and we can have 2 fan favorites back in the game at one time. I shouldn't fail to mention that although he's back in 1v4, the Legion will still be banned from 2v8 due to that unbalanced gameplay that they talked about before. And that brings me to my next point. Good old 2v8. You know, there's just not a whole lot I want to say about this other than just fix the bugs, man. Just fix the bugs. I've played 2v8 during so many of these updates and it's just never right. I just want to love 2v8. I truly do, but I just can't. I can't. As far as maps go, we have been blessed, ladies and gentlemen, because maps are now being weighted and we potentially have variety. The system that used to primarily just select realms and random maps from those realms will now select maps from the entire pool of realms. Not to mention we now have that realm repeat prevention thing. Anyway, that thing, I love that thing. Now, I'm not too familiar with the way the map system works because I don't look into it too much, but if I explain something wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. I know personally the map thing was kind of an issue for me because I really did get tired of playing the same maps over and over. Don't get me wrong, I love Raccoon City Police Station, but brother, I don't want to live like Leon every other match. Another heads up, the progress bar has been updated. I'm sure you've seen it throughout this video if you've been watching the gameplay. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just kind of you know. The progress bar arrows, they now have 3 different speeds, which is different, but nothing fascinating. Just thought I'd throw that one in there. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. There was just a few things on the update that I saw that I was like, I feel like these are going to impact a lot of killers and survivors, so I thought I'd talk about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this match because it was an okay match. It was fine. Dude was definitely trying to slug the whole time, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. They don't like that new fast track, so I can't blame them. But yeah, so you guys enjoy the gameplay, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Oh, also, my mic was definitely off during this match, so there's no commentary. So yeah, do with that what you will. All right, see ya.